Hello, and today I'm here to talk about a boxed set of books that I got called, I believe it was actually called The Mother Goose Diaries, but it has two books in it, The Mother Goose Diaries and Queen Red Riding Hood's Guide to Royalty by Red. Okay, so these are obviously companion books to The Land of Stories book series by Chris Colfer, who I absolutely love. I love those books. They're middle grade, but they are just... The thing that I love about middle grade is because middle grade is actually more realistic than young adult. In young adult, there's always a happy ending. And while I'm not saying that middle grade doesn't usually have a happy ending, I will say that people do die in middle grade books, and things happen that bring us to tears. And the last book that I read of his, An Author's Odyssey, was so unique. And that's why I love middle grade books. They're just so real. They're much more relatable. And I think that what happens in them is a little bit more realistic than what actually happens in young adult books. Young adult books pretty much revolves around either the main character is going to live happily ever after, or he or she is gonna become immortal. That pretty much happens in every young adult book, fantasy-wise. Okay, so in this, we're finding out more about Red Riding Hood, who we all know is conceited and quite self-centered. Just absolute mayhem. That's what this book is. Absolute mayhem. I absolutely adored it. It was funny. It was definitely in Red's tone of voice. And it was just absolute joy to read this. I absolutely love this one. I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. I actually really like the part where she's talking about them being kidnapped and what was going through her head. And then she was like, but then I decided that I'm going to be happy and I'm going to start planning in my head a party for surviving this. And I actually really love that part because I was like, you know, that actually makes like a lot of sense. Even though she's really mean to Cinderella. I just thought that part was hilarious. And I think it's also because I kind of tend to do that. Like when I get really stressed out, I start planning my next vacation. So I sympathize with her on that. I understand why she did what she did, even though the other characters thought it was hugely inappropriate. So I really love this one. Okay, now let's get to the Mother Goose Diaries. This was not what I was expecting. Mother Goose is a very hilarious... She's like the female Hagrid. She gets drunk, she does crazy things, and yet somehow she is still redeemable and trustworthy. So she is the female Hagrid. That's the only thing I can think of, is that she is the female Hagrid. So I was expecting more laughs than I got out of this. What I actually ended up seeing was like a few unexpected things with Leonardo da Vinci. So that was kind of shocking. I also was really sad that I didn't hear anything at the end about her and Merlin. I wanted to know more about that, and I did not get that, and that's what I wanted. So I give this one 4 out of 5 stars because it wasn't what I was expecting. It kind of went against Mother Goose's character a little bit. I guess it showed a more serious side of her, and I didn't enjoy that as much as I like the comical side of her. So, I don't know. I guess it was kind of like, but I give it 4 out of 5 stars because we did learn a lot about how her and the fairy godmother met and all this. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I do highly recommend getting those because they are some really good companion books. And I hope to see you soon.